And that's just how it goes. Some of us get it hard every day. There's no breaks in between. There's no vacation sometimes, it seems like. Every day it seems like you're going through it because you was made that way perhaps. Because you struggle with an addiction that, that's not normal for everybody. Sometimes people were born with this mental health in them. Sometimes people were born without arms. Sometimes people were damaged from design without legs. Sometimes people get these problems from their child, from their parents that they have to take on. And that's just the way the life goes. But what you won't expect everybody outside to feel what you feeling. You won't expect, because that's your family and these are friends, that they understand that the life that you live. You got to understand, some of us got to fight different. All of us go through our ups and downs, our hills and valleys, but some of us get lost in the rain for a long time. Some of us got problems that we got to fix from other people. Some of us got to put ourselves number 5 on the list because we got to take care of everybody else in our family and in this world. But that's just how I go out here. Our life is different, and it just seems like the ones that live it, it seems like we the only one that get it. But that's just how that goes out here sometimes. You never know what you're going out here with when you see somebody out here. So be careful how you judging people, because we got some warriors out here. They going through a lot. You don't see it on their face. They know how to put a smile on because they are happy. They learn how to get their blessings. They learn how to get their happiness even though they're going through things. And these are the real warriors of the world. And I know you're probably going through it. Some people were born in a different country and they were born in poverty, born in a war zone practically, a hole in the wall, and that's hell itself. Some people just had to dig themselves back up. Some people were in mental health institutions. Some people were born in prison and they've been in prison all their life, back and forth. It's a game of life, but everybody's not going to understand it. So you can't expect everybody to feel it. Our life is different. You might go through some things with your mental health out here, and everybody's not going to understand that struggle. A lot of people think they understand these things, but they're on the outside looking in. They think that these people should be well, and these people just should be good, and you could just fix this just like this. These people don't know the power of God and what God do out here sometimes. God sometimes will make people the example out here and damage them by design. You think that person who was born with no legs, no arms, had a choice out here in life? You think that they did something that inflicted some harm on them? Sometimes God will do these things to us to make us look different out here, because you can be the grace out here for people out here. You can be what people see as humility is. That's where you show humility from. Those type people who was going through things like that. Because some people just complain about every little thing, that I can't get no job, I ain't got no money. I know those things can be detrimental. But you got to understand, people are going through way bigger problems out here. It's ways to solve those problems. But there's some people out here who's going through some way bigger problems. And they can't forgive themselves for them, And they struggled a long time with that drug addiction. And they've been homeless for 20 years. That's problems that everybody just don't understand. So you can't expect everybody to understand this. People would just say this person should just be able to get a job. They should be able to just get on some medication. They should just be able to do this, do that. They don't understand the power of God, The power of God will have people going through it, to get through it. The power of God will have people looking at you, thinking that you are an outsider, as we say, a lost one or whatever it would be. But you just an example out here on what people should show humility to. See, you the example of what people should show grace to out here. Because we got a lot of people out here, they don't get no breaks out here, They got to live their life for other people, Other people depend on them. And that could be children. That could be family members. People got children out here who have disabilities, special needs. People are taking care of their parents who got dementia and health problems and cancer and a whole lot of struggle that the ordinary person, they don't even understand. It's easy for a person to see a person with a drug addiction, or a person homeless, and why can't he just get a job? Why can't he do this? You don't understand the problems that everybody went through. What if that man suffered because he lost his wife and his children to a hazardous, a killing or something, and he lost his mental and he had a breakdown? These are problems that everybody just can't recognize. And for this problem, y'all, and for this reasoning, You got to quit bringing people in your problems. You got to quit trying to explain this. And this could be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousins, your friends, your co-workers. Outsiders, they don't understand. People who don't live it, they seem not to get it sometimes. And this could be you just living in a different environment. People don't understand how that poverty level to live down below that level, you know? They don't understand how it feels to be profiled everywhere you go. Sometimes if they not living it, they not go get it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these people are just evil and jealous people who don't have a mind at all, you know? And that's just how it is. They mind don't even have the capacity to even care about people who are homeless, you know, people who have been abused before, you know. So you can't expect them to care about people with mental health issues and people who are suffering out here with real sicknesses because they mind won't get it. They mind can't get that far because they don't fight like that. It's just as simple as that. A person who ain't never fought no battles and who ain't never been through no wars, they can't tell you no stories about it. They can tell you what they heard. They can tell you what they saw, but they can't walk in the shoes of you. They can't do this. We do this every day, and we got to do it, and we got to be tough out here. I know how I feel to take care of people who can't take care of themselves. You know, I know how I feel to take care of parents who can't do for them as they could. A lot of people don't know how it feels to take care of a child with special needs. You know, a mother, a father, a grandfather who's dealing with severe health problems. Because why? Those are a lot of problems that people run from. Men and women don't want to be around that type stuff. They don't know anything about that. And you will hear them saying it, that they feel sorry for you. Or, I'm glad it's not me. Because they can't fight these fights. It's easy for an outsider to look in and try to give an opinion and say, this should go over there, this should go over there. Until you walk in them shoes, outsiders, you will never know what's going on. We got some real warriors out here who got to fight every day. And all we do is fight. And all we got to do is fight. And sometimes y'all slip up on our self-care. We don't get to take vacations as we want to. We can't get our clothes wore and go out on the town and go to restaurants and live life like everybody else because we too busy fighting. The outsiders, they'll never recognize that life that you live in. They won't understand it. You're built different. You look different probably. You come from a different place. You talk different. Those are all things that people won't understand. It's as simple as that. If you live different, they won't understand it, you know, because they don't fight like that. And it's as simple as that. But you can't let that get you down because you come from a different place. Because you was damaged by design from the start. Understand? God got that light over you. God still got you no matter what you're going through out here. I still got hope for anybody who's going through it. I can sympathize with people. You know, I got humility for people. I give grace to people. But everybody's not going to give you that. It's going to be a lot of them. They're not going to understand your life. A lot of these people, they might come be in your family. They might be friends that you know. You can't expect them to understand that fight that you're fighting. But you real warriors out here, we know it's worth it. We know that these problems that God gave us, you know, these hassles that God gave us, it's all worth it. This is a plan that God gave you. God gave you so much strength. And I know it's hard being strong. Sometimes I want to be soft just like these soft people out here in this world because I understand it. But when you had to be so strong for so long, you don't even know how I feel. And I know the strong people say it all the time, man. I'm tired of being strong. Me too, man. Sometimes you tired of screaming at your life. You saying, why you, why you, why you? Believe me, I get it. The outsiders, they won't get it because you fighting different. You keep fighting your fight. Not many people can fight like this. It'll always go get better. You know, think about how it was 5 years ago. Wasn't it a lot worse? 10 years ago, wasn't it a lot worse? That's what I tell myself because it was a lot worse before, you know, and everything is getting better and it's getting better. But the outsiders, they'll never understand y'all because they don't live this life. That's all I got. Motivation comes in many forms. Lamborghini Lamar.